All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. A lot of people have been asking for me to do a video on Sean Taylor's jersey retirement and why they chose to do it October 17th, 2021, 17 years after he joined the NFL in 2004. And again, it's a ritual. It was not chosen this week for random. I'm going to show you the live stream we did before the game was played and why we like the Chiefs to win and Patrick Mahomes to pick up his 41st career away win on the ritual day of Sean Taylor having his jersey retired 41 days before his murder anniversary, which is November 27th. So, yes, they retired the jersey 41 days before the murder anniversary. And in the same game, Mahomes got his 41st career away win. In Gematria, football team equals 41, which is the new name of Washington. Of course, when he played for them, they were the Redskins. But I wasn't even planning on talking about what's on the screen before I started this stream. But look at this. Patrick Mahomes' brother apologizes after filming TikTok on Sean Taylor's number in Washington. And again, this whole ritual, Chiefs, Redskins, right? Native American type thing. 41 days before the death anniversary, Mahomes does get his 41st career away win. And then you got this TikTok story. Again, if you guys learn Gematria, things will start to make a lot more sense. TikTok, 41, right? 41. Understand, all of this stuff is a ritual. I want you to see just how ritualistic this is. Not only did Mahomes get his 41st career regular season away win, Andy Reid got a win that was perfectly synced up with Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor's birthday was April 1st, 4-1. And from his birthday to the day of this game, here, let me just go to my notes because I got it all right there. Or did I close the notes? Hold on. This is the video of me going over the notes. Andy Reid got his 241st all-time win in this game, and the game was 241 days from Sean Taylor's 4-1 birthday. See what I mean? Think about how perfect that ritual is. The odds that football team equals 41, and Mahomes is picking up his 41st regular season away win, and then it's 41 days from the Sean Taylor death anniversary, and it's also 241 days from his birthday, and Andy Reid's getting his 241st all-time win. And by the way, Kansas City, Missouri equals 241. Just think of like all of that just being a coincidence. And the thing is, this shit goes on week after week. Andy Reid came into the game with 223 career wins. He just picked that up against Philadelphia. Philadelphia equals 223. And he set the NFL record in that game, becoming the first coach to win 100 games with two teams. And of course, he's coached for Philadelphia and the Eagles. Again, the NFL is a perfect script, and that's why when we decode the games and we understand the riddles, we dominate as we do most weeks, as we did again this week. And, you know, just to go back, so you guys don't think this is all hindsight and afterwards, I want you to understand that this stuff was talked about before the game was played. I mean, I didn't see the TikTok story coming, but it just further proves the point of what they're doing, right? Just coding their propaganda, their rituals. And, again, you guys can keep sitting there and denying Gematria, but look at what Washington scored in the game. 13 points. 41's the 13th prime number. 13's the 6th prime number. This was NFL Week 6. Remember when Nick Saban got his 6th championship, it was on a 41-yard pass from number 13 to number 6. Tua, whose name equals 6, came in the game down 0-13 at halftime. Jalen Hurts got benched out. Alabama equals 13. And again, gives Nick Saban the 6th championship on a 41-yard touchdown pass from number 13 to 6. 41 the 13th prime, 13 the 6th prime. NFL Week 6, Washington with 13 points. Big 41 ritual with Sean Taylor. By the way, Sean Taylor was murdered on the day, leaving 34 days left in the year. Murder equals 34. You think it was just some random killers? Just these random killers. These random killers must run the NFL then, right? These same random killers, they must be scripting Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid's NFL careers then, right? These random killers. See, it's not random. It's ritual. It's ritual. But hold on, just so you guys don't think this is all hindsight, Here, I'm just going to go back and watch this part of an hour and 12-minute live stream. Next week will be shorter because I'm not going to take any callers. We would have had an even better week if I didn't take callers. I swear to God, the callers are always just screwing it up. I was big on the Cardinals to win. A caller called in and gave me some good observations on the Browns. So I said, okay, I'm going to cool off on that game. Maybe we'll let that one go. We still dominated, but everybody should have had a Cardinals win too, and we would have if we didn't take the calls. Sometimes the calls seem like they're making great observations, but I'm super suspicious of them in hindsight. Anyway, let's go back and listen. Here we go. I also like that Herbert can get his 6th away loss in Week 6 against the 66 team, Baltimore Ravens 66. But ultimately, it comes back to that 41 in the Baltimore record, home record, 4-1 if they beat the Chargers. I like Baltimore 41. If you guys are veterans, you know that. I mean, they do it with the Orioles. They do it with the college teams. Baltimore and 41. Good number. Chiefs, Washington, they're retiring the jersey of Sean Taylor tomorrow, right? And they're retiring it 41 days from the anniversary of his death on November 27th. He was murdered. He was murdered He was murdered 2007. So he was murdered almost 14 years ago, but he started playing in the NFL in 2004, 17 years ago, and now they're doing this on the 17th, and the word kill is 17. But anyway, they're doing this 41 days before the anniversary of his death. Football team equals 41 in the most pure. And what's interesting is Mahomes can get his 41st regular season win in this game. He'd also get his 47th all-time win in DC's 47. By the way, you know how many passing attempts Mahomes had in the game? Mahomes had 47 passing attempts in the game. Isn't it sick, man? It is sick how they do it. It's the same way week after week. DC's the land of 47. It's also the land of 13, and 41's the 13th prime. USA 41, 13 stripes, 13 colonies, 13 years of slave school. By the way, NFL 13. All right, here we go, though. So I think that's probably the top riddle. And what else is weird is if you measure from his birthday anniversary, which happens to be April 1st, 4-1. Sean Taylor's birthday is 4-1-83, born in 83. Hold on. The last time, this is the one thing that would be there for Washington. The last time Washington beat the Chiefs was 1983, the year Sean Taylor was born. So that's kind of interesting. And it was also on September 8th. And don't forget, football and murder both also equal 83 in Gematria. Like the song Murder by Numbers came out in 1983. The song about killing being as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. Do it the small way, it's 34, like he was murdered on the day, leaving 34 days left in the year. Which is the day in history the cornerstone was laid for DC in 1793. Last year, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died on that date. But, yeah, that's about the only thing that could make sense to me if Washington won, is just that they haven't won since the year Sean Taylor was born. And again, though, when they retire jerseys for home teams, the home team almost always loses. I wrote it's a plus 80% ritual, and the time I've witnessed it, games I've been aware of, it's actually way higher than 80%. I can think of one time in all the years I've been doing this where a team retired a jersey and won the game. I can think of a million where they lost. And that said, I've never seen them retire the jersey of a dead man, so that's what could make this a little bit different. But the fact that it's 41 days from the anniversary, football team's 41, and then Mahomes can get his 41st win. And remember, when Mahomes beat Len Dawson's touchdown passing record, that same day his girlfriend was in the stands with her father, and her father dropped dead in the stands at that game. So we've seen weird death stuff connected to Mahomes, who's one of the biggest names in the game. And remember, 41's a Super Bowl number too, and a lot of people are writing off the Chiefs right now, and we'll see. That could be a mistake, to write off the Chiefs this early. It's a long season, so. But here's the thing: from Sean Taylor's birthday, April 1st, to this game is a span of 241 days. And if Reed wins, he'll get his 241st all-time win, which is the 53rd prime, which connects with football. And Kansas City, Missouri is also 241. Prince's brother died in Kansas City, Missouri on the 241st day of the year. Covered that a couple years back. You know what I got to add on to that? Prince also performed at Super Bowl 41, the only halftime show where it ever rained, and he performed Purple Rain. Huh. Maybe there's more to this than meets the eye.
Best thing going for Washington is that possible thing with, they haven't beat the Chiefs since the year Taylor was born. And Rivera could stay on 75 losses on the day, leaving 75 days left in the year. But, it's the 41 thing that jumps out to me the most. The Chiefs do play at Tennessee next. If they split, if they won, let's say they won this week and lost next week.
Anyway, just like we do on Patreon, we always go over the games. I show what the riddles are. Sometimes the riddles are just a one-way street. Here, I'll play a little bit more of this because the next one's just a one-way street. But this is what I do every week. I give you the narratives, and I say this is probably the one they're going with. And again, all of my opinions come from doing this for 8 years and seeing it's usually the more surface-level riddle. And again, just like I kept saying, it's just 41, man. Football team, 41 days from Taylor's. That seems to be the real number here that matters. But watch the next, I think the next game after, if I remember right, it's the Giants and the Rams, and just everything that could possibly line up in a football game lined up for the Rams, and they absolutely smoked the Giants. And we absolutely smoked the NFL again this week. I mean, there were a lot of great riddles. But here, we'll just watch a little bit more. This is what you guys miss out on if you're not on Patreon.
In Tennessee, they could fall to 3-4 in Tennessee. Tennessee's 34, but Titans is 43. I should write that down as well because they could win the next two, and that 43 does show up a lot with the Titans. I realize that as I say it out loud. So they have to win the next two for that. But that would definitely be the more losable game at Tennessee rather than at Washington, who's we don't know what team's going to show up for Washington. One week they're good, the next week they're terrible. So, yeah, the 41 thing jumps out the most to me there. The Rams and the Giants, here's what stands out of this game. If Daniel Jones loses, he'll get his 12th home loss and stay on 4 home wins. L.A. equals 4 in the most pure cipher. Los Angeles is 37 in the most pure cipher. 37 is the 12th prime. So his record would be 4-12 at home. He would become 9-23 overall. 23 is the 9th prime. Sean McVay can get his 51st win while staying on 25 losses. Rams 51, Giants 25. And the Giants coach can pick up his 15th loss. Rams 15 in the most pure. Stafford can also get his 36th away win in week 6. The square root of 36 is 6. So pretty much all the stuff is pointing to the Rams, who are a considerable favorite on the road. And keep in mind, if the Rams win, I didn't even write that down. Well, I wrote that the Giants can fall to 5-1. Rams can improve to 5-1. And again, those are the two ciphers that you want the most. The ones on the left, Rams is 51-15 in those ciphers.
Every week we break down all the games. A lot of the riddles are as clear as day. Some are a little bit iffier. Some games, like I'm just like, I wouldn't touch that game. But some games it's just like, looks like Money in the Bank right here. So anyway, the league's fixed, you guys. And not only is it fixed, man, it involves ritualistic deaths and shit like this. And just stuff like this is just, it's such a sick joke and people don't even see it. I mean, this isn't just some accident. Patrick Mahomes' brother apologized after filming TikTok on Sean Taylor's number. I mean, again, TikTok 41. Go back to those base ciphers. Football team 41, right? Getting 41 days from the murder anniversary. So you guys keep doubting the facts that we lay down here every week and the accurate predictions. That's just on you, You're just part of the gang that's letting this crew get away with murder. Calling everything a coincidence. Low intelligence, I think, is the problem. But, yeah, again, 47 in D.C., man. He picked up his 47th win, including the playoffs, with 47 passing attempts. Just never fails, man. Never fails. All right, you guys, Monday Night Football is about to start. Maybe Joe Buck will tell us the story of who died this week, right? Maybe he'll give us another gem. If you guys missed, what was it, Thursday Night Football last week, where he told the story of the dead statistician for the San Francisco Giants at age 50. San Francisco 50. The score of the game ended up being 50 points. Again, they do this stuff every week, you guys. Every week, man. So Well, you guys asked me who's going to advance for the Dodgers and Braves. My futures for the NL were good from the start of the season. I said it would likely be the Dodgers in the World Series because Dodgers is 117, and if it wasn't them, it would probably be the Braves because they play in a ballpark that has a new name, Truist Park, that equals 117, plus Hank Aaron just died. And then, of course, Hank Aaron started with the Milwaukee Braves. The first series for the Braves was against Milwaukee, and then in the AL, you got Boston in it, and that's the original Braves team. It used to be the Boston Braves, then the Milwaukee Braves, then the Atlanta Braves. And honestly, I don't know what the World Series is going to be because I'm not paying attention to it. I should, really. I should be doing more research, but like I said, you guys, I mean, I've absolutely murdered baseball in the World Series from the first time I tried, from the 111th World Series on. And quite frankly, at this point, I'm just bored of doing it, man. Again, the point of doing it all these years was to wake up the world, and I just see these people don't want to wake up. And for all of you who want to make money off it, I've taught it to you enough times. Do it yourself, just like there are people in the world doing it themselves. You know, there's people even starting their own Patreon pages and trying to fill in the gaps where I'm not decoding stuff. But yeah, the AL screwed me up this year, but the NL picture that I drew before the season began is right. So Truist Park 117, Dodgers 117, you're the 117th World Series. And again, are they going with the Hank Aaron ritual, or are they going with the Dodgers 117? You can probably figure it out if you look into it. Here, if you guys want to do your own decoding, use websites like this. There's answers in these questions. Here, let's just look up something real quick. What is the record between the Braves and the Dodgers in the postseason all time? 10-10. Interesting. 10-10. Is the series 1-1 right now? Is the series 1-1 right now? Come on, computer. Right now, Boston leaves Houston 6-5 in the playoffs all time. Why don't you do some Gematria on Houston Astros and Boston Red Sox, and you can see if you can figure out which way that one's going. But Boston's up 6-5 all time in the postseason right now. You can look it up on the same website. Whoa! Commercial. Let me see. Is it 1-1 in the NL? Oh, shit. Atlanta's up 2-0. Atlanta's up 2-0 on the Dodgers. Braves won 5-4 last night. Baseball 54. I'm sure all this shit's going to be synced up with Hank Aaron. He died January 22nd. Okay. Yeah, I'd if you guys are trying to figure this out, I'd measure from Hank Aaron's death and see what they got lined up here. But the Braves got the Dodgers in a 2-0 hole to start. So yeah, I'll tell you what, though. If they end up doing a World Series of Boston and the Braves, I mean, it's just like they're just taking advantage of how brain dead people are. I mean, anyone can figure out, like, wait a minute, Hank Aaron died this year, and it used to be the Boston Braves. I mean, if they do that, it's just such a smack in the face. It's such a smack in the face, man. So use the tools, use the knowledge, use your own brain. I bet you can figure it out. And I think if I wanted to figure it out, I probably could. I just don't even know if I want to. I want to finish the little book I'm working on and get people to wake up. And I know calling the next 100 World Series straight isn't going to do it because we've already been doing it every year, man. People just don't want to pull their head out of their ass. So anyway, we'll leave it there for now, you guys. And until next time.